This is the EWN Podcast Network.
Welcome to Prime Spark, the podcast that brings you conversations that inspire, celebrate, and empower women over 55. The second women's revolution is here, and it is time for us to fuel a spark that will ignite your way forward, illuminate your path, and reflect your gifts in the world. Now, here is your host for Prime Spark, Sarah Hart.
Hi, and welcome to Prime Spark. I'm Sarah Hart, and I'm so happy you're here with us. Prime Spark is designed for women over 55 or close, so we can all enjoy our happiest, most successful, most productive lives now and in the future. The mission of Prime Spark is to change the way our society sees and treats older women. That's a big mission, which only means we need to get started and we all need to be involved. And today I have the great pleasure of talking with Julie Ulstrup, a woman whose work I greatly admire. Julie brings a unique and unparalleled perspective to creating a mind shift in the way we see ourselves and show up in the world more fully, so you can attract your ideal clients and power partners. Her passion and purpose to empower you to create a vision for your life that is beyond your wildest dreams. Julie is an award-winning photographer, TEDx speaker, Amazon International bestselling author, and professional counselor who has helped thousands see a better life. Drawing on her master's degree, her work at the university level, and 40 plus years of passion for her current work as a branding and portrait photographer, she helps people change the way they see themselves. Julie's proven brilliant branding experience helps women just like you change the way you see yourself, accelerate your path to success as you live a life of abundance filled with joy and gratitude. Welcome, Julie. I'm so happy you're here.
I'm so happy to be here, Sarah. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome. So just to get started, let me ask you, do you experience getting older? And if you do, what is that experience? And if you don't, why do you think it is that you don't?
Well, I think there's a difference. I have a journalism background too, so that I don't really talk about very much, but you asked the question, do I experience getting older? I would say my experience is growing older. And as I grow older, that's inevitable. And the way that I approach it and the way that I see growing older changes my perception of all of it, because I believe, it's a fact. We have two things that can happen. We can get older or we die. We get older or we die.
Right.
We can also choose to grow older, which just creates this blooming of so many opportunities for us as we age.
And that's what you're experiencing?
That's what I'm experiencing, absolutely. And it's how I've chosen to get older, grow older. Growing older is a subset of getting older, I think.
That's really interesting. I love that distinction. So are you saying that growing older is one way we can get older?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful. I love that.
Thank you.
What specifically is different for you in your fabulous 50s?
Well, I just had my birthday. And
Happy birthday.
Thank you. And I'm in my last year of my fabulous 50s. So I'm looking forward to the spectacular 60s. And what's different for me in my 50s is the way I approach my life, and in turn, the way I approach the world. Because I have wisdom, because I have experience, because I have, so many people around me, a community that is incredible, that I've chosen, I've curated, I've created. My life is better than ever. And I believe my 40s were better than my 30s, and my 30s were better than my 20s, and my 20s were better than my teens. Maybe that's just the way I've always perceived life. And it seems more relevant now in my fabulous 50s, and perhaps in my spectacular 60s, it will be even more relevant then as well.
So how do you see yourself in your 50s and beyond? What do you think your spectacular 60s, how will they be different from your fabulous 50s?
Wow, that's a great question. My vision for myself is to continue to grow, to continue to create, and to continue to have this very big vision for my life and the community that I create. And that is to create a vision that is beautiful and empowering and strong and healthy and flexible, because that's who I am, and that's who I plan to continue to be even more as I grow older.
Right. Did you have any big shifts during your 50s?
I did. During my 50s, I did what I empowered myself. And that empowerment has created the opportunity for me to empower myself and also empower others. So taking I had been diffused and giving a lot to a lot of different people for a very long time. And I decided, I'm going to reel this in and bring it back to me and create a container for empowering myself, not diffusing all of my power all around the world. But to be able to really focus on what I choose and what I want and what brings me joy, and how I live in the world.
You take the most gorgeous photographs of women, portraits. It is absolutely stunning. Can you tell us how you came to photography? Because it seems to me it's almost cellular with you, given the way you can help women show up.
Oh, I love that you say that. Thank you. Yes, maybe it is cellular for me, because my maternal grandparents owned a camera store before I was born. And I'm the oldest grandchild. And so I was photographed from a very young age. It's always been a part of my life. I was photographed, let me qualify that, a lot. So if you think you have a lot of photographs of your first child, especially, 10x that in their mind. And, I did not come from the digital age, because I am in the 50 and fabulous plus. So I believe that cellular part of it is some of it. I have a passion for it. I have a huge passion for it. And actually, even going back to your last question of what's different in my fabulous 50s, I started my career as a portrait photographer. Actually, I would say I restarted my career as a portrait photographer in my 50s. And I really realized that is my passion. And so I have worked joyfully on my craft to become the very best photographer, and to help women really feel comfortable and at home and safe in front of my camera, because many of us have had horrible experiences in front of a camera, in front of someone's camera, and maybe even heard things from a photographer that were unkind, to put it kindly. So there is a part of it, I think, for me, Sarah, to your point, that is cellular, and there's a part that it's my passion. It's part of my heart and my life's work. As you mentioned in my introduction, I've been a counselor, and I've, for years and years, been about empowering others. So all of that comes together in the way that I create an experience, especially for women, to create portraits that they can really see for themselves, a vision of who they are and who they're becoming.
How do you know, Julie, how you do that? I mean, you say you want them to be comfortable, and I mean, how many people say, "Oh, I hate to have my picture taken"?
Everybody.
And the way you capture the women you take photographs of, they clearly are comfortable in their skin. And how do you do that? What do you do?
It's a process, and it's getting them to know me and getting them to trust me. And I can do that very quickly because I have done that empowerment work of knowing myself. I know what I can give to somebody, and I can share that, and I can create a very safe space. I also work with a makeup artist, and she has that same vision and that same value as I do, of really creating an atmosphere where a woman can feel all of the things that she wants for herself: powerful, feminine, courageous, beautiful, sexy, whatever it is. I've had a lot of experience in my counseling work. And then again, as a photographer, I have the confidence in the skills that I have, and creating, the styling is part of it. I'll tell a little funny story. I had a client here. It was a woman and her adult children, and then her adult granddaughter. So she was probably in her 80s at least, and they're getting ready for their session and having makeup done. And she said to me, Julie, I've never had a professional portrait taken like this. She said, I've only ever had one at church where it was wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. And I obviously don't do that. I do not do that. Nobody wants that, especially at church. But, so really creating an environment and building trust and getting to know a woman and what she wants from her photographs. I do branding photographs, so business women know what they want to show the world. Sometimes a businesswoman will come in and she'll say, oh, I'd like to do some boudoir photography. I'd never even thought of that. So then we shift the energy around a little bit as well. So it's a series of questions and inquiry, and really digging deep to find out what it is that she wants.
What occurs to me when you say that is that I could imagine, and I may be projecting onto the world, but I could imagine a woman coming in wanting branding photography and not being clear about what her brand is, what she actually wants to portray to the world. Do you have that happen, or do women come in and are really clear about what they want to show?
No, that happens all the time. You're absolutely right. And one of the things that I offer is a session before your portrait session. And again, depending on what kind of imagery you would like. And we talk about that. And I look at, the person's website and social media and all the different things and say, okay, this is what this looks like to me. I have a very clear idea of asking questions and listening to women and asking the questions so that I can get the response, so that I know that they get a clear vision of what they want and who they are. So yeah, it's very intentional and very on purpose. And I'm glad that to the world it looks magic.
It does look magic. And what it seems to me from what you said before, it almost has to be true that you have done this inner work for yourself where you couldn't do it with other women.
Absolutely. A lot of work. And I think you've watched my TED Talk. There's some pieces of that I reveal in the TED Talk. But yes, I have done a lot of inner work. And even since the Walking the Camino, that is part of central to my TED Talk, since then and before then, I've done a lot of growth work. So you're absolutely right.
Did you start with portraiture, or did you start with something else in just learning? Or do you remember, does it feel to you like you were born with a camera in your hands?
Well, it kind of does. But I do remember, so it's interesting. I do remember I had this photography teacher in high school who was brilliant. He taught at the Art Institute of Chicago. I grew up in the Chicago suburbs. And he just inspired me to do better and to look at things differently. And I've always been drawn to people, always been drawn to people. So and in fact, throughout my life, because I really kind of have been a photographer my whole life, I've tried other genres, and I come back to people because I love people. And right now, really working with women and helping them see their beauty and their brand. And if they want to do boudoir, creating that vision, I am just so excited about that, about creating that for for a woman who hasn't maybe ever seen that for herself, or maybe it's been since high school or college graduation that she had a professional portrait taken.
Yeah, I was reading something the other day that talked about that for a while in our lives, we worked for gold stars. And then at some point, we stopped getting gold stars, not because we don't deserve them, but because we're past the age when we get gold stars. But we all need gold stars.
I know. I was going to say that. I love gold stars.
Absolutely. We all do. So of all the things you have done, what are 3 things you're most proud of in your life?
Oh, my children. Absolutely, my children. Raising them is and continues to be a joy. They're adults now. I think also the inner work that I've done, the inner work and the outer work that I've done, and growing myself as a woman, as a businesswoman, as a creative, as a photographer who has a successful business. So that would be another thing that I'm really proud of. And then I'm really proud of the actual work that I do, the work and the impact that it creates. For a while for me, it was difficult to have a vision for myself of working as a photographer, because I was so passionate about having an impact and creating an impact and empowering others. It's like, how can I do this with photography? And through all of that inner work, now I can do that. I've created that and manifested that for my clients and the community of women that I serve.
What a wonderful way of putting together a passion and an incredible talent.
Oh, thank you.
That's really. So what's next? What dreams haven't you realized yet?
It is kind of amazing, because I'm like, wow, I had these really big dreams and I've created them, and pretty quickly, which is also fun. I have some new social sessions that I'm starting to offer, where I will bring groups of women together this year, limited sessions, but where I will bring groups of women together to create a vision for what they want in their business, and then to have a collection of photographs for their business to share. And those will be very powerful. There will be pieces of inner work and mindset work before coming, and then creating the branding photographs as a community, a small community of women in a mastermind kind of environment. That's one of my big things for this year. And something else too, just, to really continue to connect, to grow my community, to grow my, and to share, to connect and to share the experience and the wisdom that I have.
It's exciting to think of doing what you do for groups of women in different kinds of situations, where you really bring out the individuality of each woman and also the connectedness of the group.
Absolutely.
That's really exciting. And for women-owned businesses, where there are several women, that could be so powerful. So good for you. That's very exciting.
Thank you. I am very, very excited about it. And as women, well, I mean, I don't need to tell anybody here that times are changing and things are different in businesses. However, we are so connected with each other, and it is so important to see each other. If we can see each other face to face, that is outstanding. And social media, online presence is crucial. It used to be like, oh, well, maybe I should do that. You got it. You have to do that now if you want to be successful, and to be able to show people in photographs for my clients, for them to show their ideal clients what they do. So these social sessions where we get individual photographs of the individual women, and then having them teaching a class, coaching, speaking with other women in the group, is able to create their vision so that they can share. It's like the ripple effect of the pebble in the ponds. Yeah.
Yeah, I think many of us, it's certainly me. I sort of fought social media for a while because I didn't like it. And at some point I thought, okay, Sarah, really get a grip here. This is where it is, and it's only going to get more so. And thank goodness I had been able to do that before everything shut down in 2020, because all of that has been our only connection.
Yes.
And so,
and as humans, we tens of thousands of years of evolution, seeing each other's faces, our eyes, our postures, our posing, what we're doing, we're wired for connection.
Right. I was just reading something this morning by Chip Conley of Modern Elder Academy. And he was citing research where people, we know this, but it's supported. People with good social connections live longer, have better memories. It's not a nice to have, it's a must have. That's what we are. We're social beings.
Absolutely. And social media has come in, and it doesn't replace the one-to-one, getting together with somebody for coffee or whatever, talking. However, it is one way to connect.
Right. And during these times when that's the only way we have, thank goodness we have that way.
True story. Yeah, absolutely.
So, Julie, this is fantastic. Your work is brilliant. You're brilliant. If somebody would like to get in touch with you, how could they do that?
I would love for somebody to get in touch with me, and I have my email address. I also have, and I'll share that. We're going to be able to put a link, because I do have a gift. I know not everybody is ready to have professional portraits made. I do have this book that I've been working on. It's a free PDF guide, and it's got, I think, like 9 different tips to feel and look fantastic in every photograph. So if we can put the link in there, that would be terrific. I'd love to share that with people. And somebody could email me at julieulstrupphoto@gmail.com. That would be the best way. Those two ways.
Great. Those links will be they will be accessible to people, so they will be able to get in touch with you.
Thank you.
So that's our time for today. Please join us again. You can find our Prime Spark podcast on every popular outlet. Find out more about Prime Spark at primesparkwomen.com. Thank you so much to my guest, Julie Ulstrup. And don't forget, you can find her at her website at Julie Ulstrup, JulieUlstrup.com, and look for the links so you can get her free gift and connect with her directly. Thank you for being with us. Take care. Spread tolerance and love. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us on Prime Spark. With each episode, Sarah Hart brings you conversations that inspire, celebrate, and empower women over 55. If you would like to listen to or download other episodes about remarkable, experienced women, go to ewnpodcastnetwork.com. This podcast is also available at Spotify, Apple Podcast, and most other major podcast sites. The second women's revolution is here, and we hope that you use the insights you've gained here to fuel the spark that will ignite your way forward, illuminate your path, and reflect your gifts in the world.
Have you ever asked yourself this question? Why is it so hard to make a buck? I know I have. Hi, I'm Sandra Yancey, founder and CEO of eWomen Network. What I have discovered after going from the brink of bankruptcy to running a multi-million-dollar award-winning business is this. You can't build a million-dollar dream hanging around minimum wage mindsets. My mission is 1 million women entrepreneurs generating $1 million in annual revenue. So here's what I've done. I've created the mother of all entrepreneur success programs that you can access online on your time. It's called Monetize Me Now. It's a 7-module online course that is 100% my success formula, covering mindset, mission, management, motivation, marketing, and measure. Come on, take my hand and I'll show you the way to learn to earn flowing revenue for your business. Visit monetizemenow.com for details. Calling all speakers, eWomen Network has speaking engagements all over North America that must be filled. Are you a gifted messenger, author, expert, or successful entrepreneur that can help women entrepreneurs grow their businesses? Our mission is to help 1 million fulfilled women each achieve $1 million in annual revenue. If you're a speaker that can help women prosper, go to eWomenNetwork.com and sign up as a pro member of our Speakers Network. That's eWomenNetwork.com. Thanks for listening. This is the EWN Podcast Network.